Hello, I'm Volker Blasek, and I want to give you a short introduction in the options you have in the SAP and Activiti environments. So first of all, what is the intention? So we have Activiti as the BPM system that is flexible and user-friendly, easy to adopt. And on the other side, we have SAP with a lot of information that is bound to the business objects in the SAP side and important information for your business process. So it is a good idea to integrate these two systems. On the one hand, you have the data holder, so the structured system SAP, and on the other side, the BPM platform Activiti. So how do we intend to do this? We do have here some technical background for you to understand what we're doing. It's important to have the data available during the Activiti process. So we first of all connect to SAP via an RFC in different ways to get information from SAP. Typically we call a function call in SAP. And if you, for example, have to enter some information for an account, it's good to check this information that you enter here, the data, in Activiti against the data on the SAP side, or simply hand over some information from SAP to the end user in Activiti. Additionally, we can also attach documents, and we have the option to connect the documents via pernexas multi-connect and the HTTP protocol to the SAP side, as we are certified for the SAP HTTP content server 6.40. So also documents can be connected to SAP that has been used in the Activiti workflow before. In my demo, I have here in Activiti a cost center demo where the end user has to choose a cost center in a workflow. So I start this cost center demo and I can start the process in Activiti. And I can choose here right from the beginning already some SAP data. So we talk about the company code. Which company code does the process belong to? So it is in our case the IDIS AP, and we have to type in a name because based on this information, the name and the company ID, later on it will be selected the company code that is available for selection at all. Additionally, we can choose here a document, and we take here a small PDF. So that's it. We prepared the workflow to be started with some information that is coming from SAP, and in the background, now when we start the process, based on this information, we will go to the SAP system and provide in the next task, so in the next step, some information to the end user. So here is the small workflow that we started. You see the information we handed over here, and very important, now we have here a pull down field for the cost center information, and we simply choose here some cost center. This information is really coming from SAP, as we call this in the background via function module. Now we also see that the document here is attached that we can display or download, and so the document can be published in Fresco as an option. But more important for us is that we also can have something happen on the SAP side. So here we can tell the system if we are done here on the Activiti side, so we completed this task, please start also a workflow on the SAP side. So we can not only get SAP information in Activiti, but we also can push this information to SAP. So we are done with our workflow on the Activiti side. Let's now have a look to the SAP side. As you have seen before, we did get the information from SAP, but also we pushed some forward to SAP. In this case, we said, please start also a workflow in SAP to move forward our document. And if we check here the inbox, we will see this is exactly the workflow that we created right now. In this case, we have attached the document, so we can always have a look to the document in SAP, or we simply execute the workflow, because the workflow in this case gives us the option to display the document automatically. So it's always displayed here on the SAP side. And in addition, we are allowed to execute the work item. In this case, we just select an invoice where the document should be attached. And we get the fiscal year. So we are done with the workflow after confirming that this is the correct document in SAP where it should be stored to. Now the workflow has been disappeared, so we did our task on the SAP side. And last but not least, I want to also show you what happened in the background. So we decided to attach to this invoice the document. So I display this invoice document in SAP, and we can check that this document now contains also the object that in our attachment list we're completely integrated here in SAP, that we also see here now the document that we have attached right now from the activity workflow. So I hope that you could get short information on how we use the activity in combination with SAP, so that we can use data from SAP in the activity workflow, that we can push forward information from activity to Alfresco, and that we even can link documents related to activity and the SAP. Well, please also see additional information here on our website pernexas.eu, and feel free to contact me directly for any additional questions.